It's Tetris with tentacles. And you can pretty much figure out the rest. From Below, a 2020 homebrew release for the Nintendo Entertainment System developed by these people on screen. And wouldn't you know it, it's a Tetris clone. How about that? That's usually a go-to for this web zone whenever I can't think of anything else, but this one's different, folks, because we've got tentacles. Tentacles in a Tetris-like game. Again, I'll let you fill in the blanks and we can move on from there. Yeah, but in all seriousness though, I came across this on itch.io, however you're supposed to pronounce it, itch.io, whatever. I got the ROM, which you could get for free from the site, played it for a bit. And yeah, let's make a video about Tentacle Tetris in all but name because, you know, copyrights and shit. So I put a little something together, set it aside, along with some other stuff in the event that I need something to fill the void for reasons whatever. And obviously, if you're watching this now, there are reasons whatever that my mind is a blank. And so here we are. For what it's worth though, there's also a Game Boy version that you have to pay for, but it does work on Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and even boasts Super Game Boy compatibility, so who knows, maybe we'll see, I don't know, maybe. But in any event, From Below is pretty self-explanatory. It's a Tetris clone that plays like Tetris, obviously, and a pretty good recreation, I think. By now I think you all know the deal with these things. Things fall from the sky, you form lines to clear things from the well, every 10 lines cleared moves a level up, and the drop speed increases. Top out and it's game over. Controls are straightforward, B&A rotates your pieces, pressing down initiates a faster soft drop while pressing up hard drops your piece into place, though you can disable this feature entirely if it doesn't suit your fancy. It's not much, it plays and controls like your typical Tetris offering, in that regard it works just fine. It's probably the closest thing to a modern Tetris offering, whatever that entails, that you'll get on an actual NES console unless you could rip the ROM off those portable Tetris things, which chances are somebody probably has and I haven't looked hard enough. However, From Below adds an additional twist to the typical formula that's in the form of the Kraken, whose tentacles will emerge from below, no pun intended, and mess with your board by occasionally pushing up one column of blocks a few times before eventually retreating and leaving behind some garbage blocks. Now, if you manage a line clear with a piece of tentacle within, this will cause the tentacle to retreat and emerge elsewhere on the board. The timing depends on the play mode selected. Time will have the tentacle move up every so often, while Fixed moves the tentacle up after every move you make, which makes for a more hectic game. Of course, if you'd rather forego any potential tentacle porn in your Tetris clone and keep it family friendly, you can set it to classic and never look back. The Kraken twist of From Below is not exactly a new concept. We've seen Tetris games where garbage blocks get pushed upwards. But on NES specifically, not counting any Famicom releases, it's something somewhat unique and it makes for an interesting hurdle to overcome. And again, there's the option for a straightforward game of Tetris, which plays exceptionally well, and again, it's the closest you'll get to anything resembling modern Tetris gameplay on NES hardware or whatever approximation. Sure, you don't have the ghost pieces, the hold function, or whatever other conveniences or contrivances, but the rest of it is consistent with whatever's available now or has been for the past 2 decades. If you want to knock the game for something, you could argue the lack of originality. Despite one little twist that changes things up a bit, it's still a Tetris clone and those are fairly common in some form or fashion. But another thing is the lack of any competitive 2-player mode. But again, that's something you could get elsewhere, and for a freebie, what's there in From Below is done rather well. That said, From Below is a rather nice looking game. I like the general castle keep thing of the background and the omnipresence of the Kraken below threatening its next move. It's simple, straightforward fare that also adopts an old trick where the blocks change color every time you move up a level. Other than that, this is all you're getting visually, so if you don't like what you see, then I don't know what else to tell you. I also like the main tune that plays during gameplay. Nice upbeat melody that almost sounds like something out of the Tim Follin playlist of ancient days. And the fact that there's a pinch version when you're too close to the top is a nice touch. But that said, would have been nice if there were more musical options, as the one track can wear out its welcome fairly quickly, especially if you've been playing for long periods of time. But then again, the melody itself is actually quite nice. It's not a short loop by any means, and I don't know, I kinda dig it, so I'm willing to forgive it. Others, not so much. Overall, From Below is a perfectly fine little Tetris clone homebrew thing on NES. A console, mind you, that has more than enough Tetris games across multiple regions to pick your litter from, and really other than one novel twist to mix things up, From Below doesn't really offer anything that you can't find elsewhere, nor is it really trying to. nor is it really trying to. After all, it's just a freebie that somebody whipped up and put out there for a lark, and on that count, it's a fine little diversion if nothing else. In any event, I enjoyed the game. I find myself going back to it every so often, and for that alone, From Below gets a well-deserved cookie. Wait, do krakens eat cookies? I should probably look into that. Or I just really don't care. Okay, bye.